here in formerly oiled land. I don't know if I like my new name or not. I haven't decided. Feeling a bit psychotic about that. Like, oh, maybe I'll change it. It wasn't exactly the name I wanted. I wanted Silver Submarine. I got Gray. Maybe Gray's good. I wonder how many people have seen the notification and thought, who is Gray Submarine and when did I follow this guy? Delete, ignore. Hilariously, one of my guys that we hang out together changed his nick, and I didn't. At first I knew it, but then I forgot, and he's been hanging around, and I had no idea who it was him, and so I was like chatting with him and telling him shit, and afterwards I realized that I knew who he was, and it was really embarrassing because I was explaining shit to him that he knew already. Like he didn't need to hear any of half the stuff I was telling him. Hilariously, I felt like, and then when I realized, I was like, oh god, I felt like such an idiot. But to be fair, he could have. It would have been. I'm surprised he didn't figure out that I was didn't know who he that I should have known who he was and should have said something to him. Maybe he was laughing at me, like maybe he thought it was funny. I don't know. That's entirely possible. It was one of those things. He was probably laughing at me, like, "Oh yeah, dude has no clue who I am." Like I was explaining zebra stuff to him, and he's basically a ZBrush expert. He knows more about it than I do, probably. Well, not probably, for sure. But sometimes when you're in your thing and you're explaining things to people, so just for something to do is if you don't, you know, what else are you going to talk about? The thing you're doing. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes at 1500. I'll go up in a minute though. There's no rush because like I've explained before, the kiln it works for this particular process. It works best if the kiln is well and truly heated up. Because then when you open the door and put in the enamel parts, it it doesn't like drop as precipitously. So it's easier to get the correct amount of time for your glass to bake because it's a timed process. Like these will go in anywhere from 2 minutes to 2.5 for me, the way I like them to be. There's so many things you can do with enamel, which I am a total rookie at. I it is truly a black art that has so much info that, and it's the kind of info it's not the kind of info that you can read a how-to manual and pick up. You basically have to do it. It's all that kind of information that you get from doing the process. There's no other way to get that I've seen, that I know of. I mean, I'm sure somebody's got that kind of info and could straight up say to you, "Oh yeah, you do it this way, and then you'll get a good result." Or do that particular glass you need to do this. This color you need to do that. But they it would probably be I'm sure somebody's kept notes. And that's what you have to do too. If you want to be good at that nonsense, you have to have notes, I think. And I am way too lazy to keep notes on this, so I'm just getting what I get. And I'm just gonna accept it and be happy with it and say, yeah, that's the amount of work I'm willing to do. That is the amount of work